George Michael's neighbors relieved his £10 million eyesore mansion finally gets renovated. Neighbors are massively relieved. The George Michael's home in London's upmarket Hampstead area is being restored after it fell into disrepair. The £10 million house was left to the Wham superstar's sister Yoda Panayiotou following his death in 2016 at age 53. He had lived in the property for a number of years, having purchased it in 1987, but opted for his Oxfordshire or Highgate mansions in the latter years of his life. The garden and home had fallen into disrepair during this time, and photos from last year showed the home remained untouched in the years since his death. However, it appears repairs are now taking place as scaffolding has appeared around a structure, and builders were on site on Thursday. "We are massively relieved it's being done up," a father of two told Metro, having lived near the house for 20 years. "It was becoming an eyesore in an area where properties are top dollar and shabby stuff sticks out like a sore thumb. There is some building noise, but it's a price worth paying. We obviously all knew who owned it. It's a relatively small place, but with a tremendous location." Another local said, "It's an interesting building, but was in a right old state. It's obviously a talking point, what with the celebrity connection. The bottom line is that in its current state, it's bad for the area, and a facelift will be a good thing." While renovations might be making a fair bit of noise in the area, which is also home to Harry Styles and Lewis Capaldi, overall locals were optimistic. "The renovation is a good thing, and the builders have been very thoughtful and accommodating," a third resident shared. "They all know it was George Michael's house, which I suppose makes it a special project. There's some stardust on it. Most people living nearby did not know the father figure legend well, as he was an incredibly private person, but did note he was very polite. One neighbor said, 'I think he saw the house a retreat where he hunkered down. He always smiled when I came across him, but he wasn't the type you'd see putting out the bins. Thing is, round here, there are a lot of famous people, and no one bothers them.' Another added, 'I'd see him in his car, and he'd wave. He was courteous but seemed shy. He was not a big I am, far from it. He seemed modest and genuine.' Camden Council's planning portal hints at the big overhaul needed, including roof repairs, but the extent of the damage is not publicly known. Michael's sister Yoda was left the property as part of a £98 million inheritance, and previously vowed to get it back to a habitable condition. The overgrown garden is reportedly a threat to the home now, as a huge leaning tree standing at 8 meters high is cause for concern. According to the Daily Mail, there is also an 11-meter evergreen thuja tree that is growing within close proximity of the building. Landscapers have applied to flatten the offending fauna, which also includes trimming overhanging branches and felling a 13-meter mature Leland cypress. It's not just the garden that needs some serious TLC, though as last year an application was put in to rip out and reinstall the entire roof. A water tank was also set to be removed during the roof redo, as well as a cladding, which is crumbling off the external walls. In hopes of reinstating the character of the house, the two garages will be converted into a living area to give them more traditional frontage. During the careless whisper singer's absence in the early aughts, the house was ransacked with precious jewelry, clothes, and artwork stolen. Months before his death, Michael's lawyers put an objection to a block of flats replacing a mansion at the end of the garden. The firm Russells, acting on his behalf, wrote the plans would have a negative impact on the character of the local community. Michael never returned to live on the property, dying on Christmas Day at his home in Goring, Oxfordshire. Stephen Cameron and his wife Claire Harrison bought the Grade 2 listed property in 2020 for a cool £19 million. At the time, he said, "It's a beautiful property, stunning, and I'm looking forward to living there. I'm also a huge George Michael fan, so that makes it even better." He added to Mail Online, "I know the area really well and have been living in this part of North London for several years. It's a beautiful house to live in, and the whole family is happy